Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty here, Akua Robinson, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing what to do after you win a grant and how to use the grant money effectively to grow your business. So, if that is something that you're interested in, then stay tuned. Okay, friends of beauty, let's go ahead and jump into it. So this is another video in a series that I have been doing all about grants because I am just someone who is extremely passionate about using other people's money to grow my beauty business. I have won a couple of grants in the past, and anytime that I see a grant out there that I think that someone in my community can apply for, I just enjoy sharing the resources and just sharing my experience so far with grants. I am by no means a grant expert, but I'm just sharing the things that I have learned along the way. So the first video in this series, I shared my reaction to receiving a $10,000 grant from L'Oreal and NAACP, the Inclusive Beauty Fund. I also shared why beauty pros need to be applying for grants. I shared some resources of people and places that you can find grants. Did a Q&A, and I believe now we're here, off the top of my head, now we're here with what should I do after I win a grant? If you are coming to this video after winning a grant, I just want to pause and say congratulations to you. Okay, you have beat out a lot of people to get the grant, and also you remain persistent with applying, probably because normally you have to apply for quite a few grants to get your footing. So I just want to say congratulations. I'm super duper proud of you for even stepping out there and seeking out something different to grow your business. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to be sharing some tips in my opinion on what you should be doing with the grant money when you get a grant, then also some ways to just kind of think through the process so that you can grow your business and really capitalize on using that money effectively. So let's get into it. First thing I want to say about receiving a grant is I absolutely want you to celebrate yourself. That is number one. I think that's something that's totally overlooked a lot of the times, but you absolutely should celebrate yourself. Take yourself out to eat, do something nice for yourself, not with the grant money per se, but just do something nice for yourself and acknowledge receiving the grant, because it's very hard to attract more goodness into your life if you're not expressing gratitude for what you already have. So be grateful, celebrate, raise the vibration. Also reach out to the people who awarded you the grant and say thank you. I hope you did that, right? If you haven't, it's not too late. Reach out to the people who awarded you the grant and just express your appreciation for them seeing the value in you and pouring into your business. You won't let them down, and all the good things, right? And then also, this is totally up to you, but you can definitely share with your community or people around you that you have won a grant. Me personally, I only shared with people who were like extremely close to me that I won. I didn't announce it on social media until I actually had the coins in my bank account. Okay, like I'm just like very leery in that way. I'm like, I want to make sure like this is 100% solid before I make this big announcement. So even when I won the NAACP grant, I didn't announce it maybe until like maybe 2 months later because I didn't have the coins in my bank account yet. So definitely celebrate yourself, and if you choose to share with your community, then share with your community, because it's something that's definitely going to get them pumped up. And especially if you're somebody that's super relatable, they're going to be like, well, if he or she can do it, then I can do it too. So that's tip number one. Definitely celebrate yourself. Tip number two is just to understand the grant terms for the particular grant that you won. Every grant is going to have different terms and conditions, and I know in particular the grant that I received, I had to sign an agreement, and it was just certain things that were in there. Just make sure you read through the contract wholeheartedly so that you understand what they need. But just understand the terms and conditions of the grant that you're applying for. In my experience, a lot of the grants don't require you to report your spending or anything like that. But if they do, that's something that you want to be aware of and make sure that you are complying with the terms and agreements of that grant, because I'm not sure what will happen if you don't comply, but we don't want to take any chances of them snatching away that money from you. So make sure you read through the terms and conditions all the way, so you can understand what is required and if there's anything additional that you need to do on your end. I know for the grant that I received, there's also like a coaching program or mentorship program that is attached to the grant. So just being aware of looking out for correspondence from, you know, the grant coordinators and anything like that, so you could be informed on things that are coming up in the future that you can capitalize on, that are awarded to you as a part of the grant. So make sure you wholeheartedly understand the terms and conditions of the grant that you apply for and comply with them. The next tip that I want to give you is, I think it's really important to create a financial plan for how you want to spend the money and make sure that it aligns with what you said you were going to do in the grant application. But I really think it's important to say, like, for example, I won $10,000, really breaking down that $10,000. It may have been something that you already did within the application process to tell them how you were going to allocate the money, but really take your time to create a financial plan. This is something that I was actually doing before I even got the money. Like, before I was even awarded and notified that I had won the grant, I was already like writing down, like, okay, I'm going to take this amount and do this. I'm going to take this amount and do that. So just make sure you have a financial plan that aligns with the goals that you set forth in the grant application, to make sure that you are spending the money in the best way possible. Take some time to really think about what is going to be the most impactful for your business and create a plan around that and stick to it. Make sure your financial plan is something that is really going to, like, however you choose to break down the money, make sure it's something that is really going to be super impactful and really push the needle in your business. And to piggyback off of the last tip that I gave, my next tip would be to focus on high impact investments. You want to be using the money in a way where when that grant money is finished, you have put things in place that's going to continue to make you money. So whether that's taking the money to invest in coaching, whether it's taking the money to invest in marketing, a product, a service, bookkeeping, whatever it is, wherever you are in your business, you will know what you need to invest in to move the needle and to make an impact, and to have that money continue to work for you in some kind of way. If you have a product-based business, you can definitely use the grant monies for products and inventory and things like that. But high impact investments, I would really encourage you, like, if you don't have a financial plan, or you really don't, you're not 100% certain on how you want to spend the money, I would transfer the money into like a savings account or something and like just sit on it for the time being, because $10,000, 5,000, it sounds like a lot of money, but once you get to swiping and spending it, it's like, where did my money go? So you really want to be strategic about what you're spending the money on, because it will go fast. My next tip is to consult a tax professional. Okay, when you are receiving large sums of money like this, you want to make sure that you are being in compliance with Uncle Sam. We don't need Uncle Sam coming and snatching up nothing, asking for anything with his little handout or nothing like that. Definitely consult a tax professional, because depending on the type of grant that you received, there may be some tax implications with that grant. So you want to make sure that you are in compliance. Consult a tax professional to make sure, like, do you need to put aside a certain amount for taxes, so when you file your taxes you're not owing and crying, you know, all of those things because you owe $3,000 because you didn't, you know, put something aside and all of, just consult a tax professional and just stay clear of Uncle Sam, the IRS. I do have a couple of people that I enjoy. One is Kanisha Coleman. She is the beauty CPA. I will leave her information down below. And then also Kickstart Accounting is another firm. Both have been on the Friends of Beauty podcast, and both are individuals who I trust. They are very familiar with beauty industry, beauty pros in particular. That's why I like them. So I'll leave their information below, but definitely don't get caught up with the taxes, okay? Piggybacking off of consulting a tax professional, you definitely want to be tracking your spending when it comes to a grant. So whether or not, even if the grant doesn't require you to track your spending, it's still important for you to know how you allocated the money and how you spent the money. And when you're being in integrity, if you're operating in integrity, which I hope you are, then you're going to be spending the money on your business, and you're going to be spending it on whatever you told them that you're going to be spending it on, whether, and that includes yourself. Like if you put in the application that you were going to be paying yourself a portion of it, so be it. But don't be out here like buying sneakers or, buying beauty products for yourself that have nothing to do with your kid, or you know what I'm saying. Going to basketball games, getting Super Bowl tickets. Like, don't use the money for anything that you did not say you were going to use it for. So make sure you are tracking your spending for sure. And then one thing that I learned from Stormy Banks is that even though it's not required for most grants to report like how you spent the money, Stormy said that it's just a good practice to circle back and let the people who awarded you the grant, let them know how you spent the money. So I don't think you have to get into detail and be like, yeah, I spent $2,000 on this, $3,000 on that. But it is a good practice to just circle back to them and let them know, like, hey, I was able to use the grant money for marketing and a coach and X, Y, and Z. And as a result of that, this is what happened to my business. So keep that in mind. My next tip is to use a portion of the grant money to build community. That could be through networking events, collaborations, what have you, whatever community that you are building within the beauty industry or whatever industry that you are in, you can use a portion of that grant money to fund that initiative. So for example, I just had Friends in Beauty's first ever Friendsgiving dinner party, and I was able to use a portion of the grant money that I received to host that event. And it was such a wonderful event. We had Glamazon Beauty there doing shade matching and telling us about the brand. We had a beautiful chef's kiss 3-course meal, cocktails, just a all around great experience, a very intimate dinner party. But I was able to fund that event without coming out of pocket, and let me tell you, it feels so good. It felt so good not to have to use my own personal money to do this event, and it literally came out exactly, everything was just so perfect the way that it came out, because I wasn't on like a limited budget, you know what I'm saying? So whatever it is, like a meetup or something, it doesn't have to be like a full-on event. You could do a meetup somewhere, a brunch or something like that. But I would definitely start thinking about some ideas of like, how can I use a portion of this money to build community? And my last tip that I have for you is just to use a portion of the grant money to scale your business thoughtfully. I'm not sure where you are in your business, but when I'm talking about scaling, I'm thinking about like, what are some ways that you can start to slowly remove yourself from the mundane tasks that you do in your business, whether that's hiring an assistant, a virtual assistant, outsourcing some of your tasks, things like that. What are some things that you can do to just thoughtfully scale your business? Because in order to scale, you're going to have to take away some of the things that you're doing so you can focus on the tasks that are really moving the needle. So for example, for me, I have someone who sends out my emails, an editor, things like that, so that I'm not spending so much time with the little administrative tasks that are not necessarily making me money. So think about that as well when you are thinking about how you want to spend your money, because that's definitely going to help you to grow your business. We do want to scale. We don't want to stay in the same spot. So thinking about, how you're going to spend the money, thinking about building community, scaling your business, getting that tax professional, all the things that I mentioned are the things that you should be focusing on like after you get the grant. So there's no rush. I do want to mention that there's no rush in you spending this money. I did learn within Stormy Banks's Get Grant Ready seminar that you should be spending the money, like the full portion of the money, within the same calendar year that you received it, to avoid any tax stuff or whatever. But that's why it's important for you to consult with your tax professional, because I live personally in Washington DC, but I'm not sure what other tax laws in different cities and states and countries and all of those things, what they entail. So it's going to be important for you to do your due diligence and find that out for yourself. But yeah, I just wanted to share that information. So let me look at my little list over here. Number one, you want to celebrate responsibly. Number two, understand the grant terms. Create a financial plan is number three. Focus on high impact investments. Consult a tax professional. Track your spending. Use it to grow community, and then thoughtfully scale your business. Look, I hope that this video was helpful. Like I said, I am not a grant expert. I am just speaking from experience and hoping that it helps you along the way. if you have won a grant recently, like comment down below and let me know so I can give you some love in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, definitely let me know in the comments as well. Share it with another friend in beauty. Share it with somebody else that you know that's in business and needs the information. Check out the other videos on the playlist because they're super fun and it's super informative as well. But just share the information, y'all. I really encourage you to check out the video too where I'm sharing the different grant resources, because I left a list of different places where you can start applying for grants like right now. Okay, it's not the end of the year yet, but I also share some grants on there that you can apply for before the year is over. I am just super duper pumped up. I've been applying for grants like crazy, so I'm looking forward to getting more coins in 2025 to continue to grow my business and do the things that I really want to do, but sometimes the finances just hold you back. So the grant has been super duper helpful for that. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content like this. If you are not a member of the Friends of Beauty Trailblazers Club, I invite you to join the Friends of Beauty Trailblazers Club. It's Friends of Beauty's membership community, where every month we invite different beauty pros and experts in to teach different master classes. We'll have a breakout session with them where we could pick their brains, and we also have Q&A and mentorship. We are a building community. We're having a great time in there. We are holding each other accountable. We share resources. I share grants quite often with them that I don't share on other platforms inside of the Trailblazers Club. So join that community. It's only $25 a month, okay? Make sure you tune into the Friends of Beauty podcast. Every single Wednesday, I release an episode just highlighting the keys to longevity and success in the beauty industry with different beauty pros, getting their stories, learning their challenges, how they got to where they are, all those good things. And then also, of course, follow Friends in Beauty on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty. And if you want to follow my personal page, it is Akua Robinson, AKUA Robinson. And of course, I'll leave all that stuff down in the description, okay? But thank you so much for tuning into this video. Keep on applying for those grants and let's get these coins, all right? I'll talk to you soon. Bye.